whatever. We don't know. You know, the shit that, you know what I'm saying? To healing people, what did Jesus do? Jesus, regardless if you are a Muslim or what is that? You can say disciple, you can say son of God, you can say angel that was reincarnated back on earth. What did he do? He demonstrated certain principles that were love, because he even forgave the ones that whooped his butt with switches, but so I open said forgive them. That has to have been love. There's no greater definition than that. Because anybody else would have been like, oh, throw some lightning down on these heathens. They whooping my ass, torturing me. Forget y'all gonna burn in hell. But he never said anything about hell. Who came up with hell? Who said hell gonna be burning fire? It talks about the Bible burnt places up, yes. Sodom and Gomorrah, burnt it down, ashes down. But who are we to say we're not gonna be dealing with beating, lashing, whether it's an emotion or not? Man kissed his cheek and told him he loved him while betraying him at the same time, and he saw it happen before it happened and still had to go through the motions. What? That's no different than your daddy betraying you, your brother betraying you. These emotions we experiencing them, we're going to experience them. So, at what frequency you experiencing life out here? That's what I say the question is.
At a high frequency or a low frequency?
That's it. Which one? Which one? Because one is going to require you to be a different version of the other. Going back to that rat race, everybody got to make $1, either an 8-hour, 6-hour, 2-hour hustle, a bribe, a scam. Everybody out here trying to get it how they live. But at what frequency? Are they at them best? Are you your best self? Are you a scammer? Are you the best scammer? Are you really that scammer? You ain't the best, and you ain't no scammer. You need to be the best version of whoever you see or say that you are. You need to know who you are and know what your purpose is. That's why I say I'm tapping into my ministry.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think the purpose of man? What do you think his purpose is in this life?
I think each man's purpose in life has to do with being their most whole self, which goes with the holistic approach, which is what I believe in. To be a man, at some point, even though we're going through all those things that I talked about, that Jesus went through, all this torture, all of this stuff, a man has to have peace within himself and know who he is and come to that understanding of who he is first. Which is why men struggle with selfishness and humility. Because selfishness on the terms of me, you know, this is how I want, this is how the family I want it to be, because you are the lead, so you get to lead and set the tone and the example. So in essence, that is a form of selfishness. But are you humble enough to understand that that responsibility comes greater responsibility, because you have obligation to your significant other, your offspring, your generation, the ones before you, the ones after you. So are you humble enough to know that even though you might be all that, you ain't all that? You see what I'm saying? At the same time. So it comes with humility. It comes with knowing purpose. Once a man knows his purpose, he has peace. So a man's purpose in existence is to know himself, know thyself, know where they stand, and then to have holistic wellness all around, which is nutritional wellness, what he consumes and takes into his body, the people he hangs around, his mind, how he's operating, if it's in a chaotic environment, a peaceful environment, that should be whole. finances to be whole. In this United States sense of things, it doesn't mean that he necessarily has to be a billionaire, but a self-sufficient man who has the financial means to meet all his needs and some is a wise man. So a man needs to be knowledgeable. You're never supposed to stop learning. You're supposed to always study, whether that's your biblical, whether it's taking it back to the Roman calendar, whatever it's taking. You're forever a learner. So you're always going to be wise, because remember, in the Bible they always refer to the wise men. They went to the wise man for counsel. Okay, how does a man become wise? Through continuance of learning. So all of this contributes to the holistic approach. Your financial, your mental, knowing who you are, your purpose, knowing your temperament, where you stand, being humble enough to accept your position and what it is. That's man's purpose. That's what brings the Most High joy, because we're a resemblance of him. And he ain't no chaotic person. He ain't no strife person. He showed us what his principles were. He showed us who he is. So those are the principles that we live by. So really everybody's supposed to be harmonious. Even in the word it talks about poverty does not exist. Food hunger does not exist, because you should be able to go to your neighbor, and the outskirts of land that they got should be considered an excess. So if they growing corn, the outer acreage should be for the passerbyers and people that might need it in other towns. So therefore, if everyone is supplying and giving, there is no hunger. That's in a perfect world. That's in a perfect world.
It was once like that at one time.
So therefore, that lets me know that we serve, the divine divinity is so strong that if the plan that was set was completed, there will be no hunger, there will be no lack, there will be no pain, there will be no hunger. But yet we keep messing it up. Why? Because everybody makes their own decision, and men are men, and women are women, and everybody make their own choices. They live on their own different frequencies, their own levels, their own abilities. So that's why. But yeah, man's purpose is to live harmonious example on this earth, to have dominion, to hey, be cool.
All right.
It's to be in purpose.
So what do you think, or I should say, what's the woman's purpose?
Ooh. If I tell you that, you might try to use it against us.
Oh. This is for
because
inquiring
I believe
minds.
a woman, the divine femininity in a woman, hey, as high as the Most High is, she's up there. She's up there. She's up there. She's up there. Because I feel the woman's role, it appears complex.
I didn't say what you feel the woman role is. I asked, what do you think the woman's role is in this life? Because you went deep for the men.
Yeah, because I don't want to tell you about the women.
So
I done simmered down and redirected on the women.
Well, redirect that question to me, and I give you.
You give me what you
perception
perceive is the woman's role.
Ideology of the woman. So ask me the question.
So what is the woman's role?
The woman's role in this lifetime is to be a follower to her man, and to be a wife, and to be a mother. That's it. And with those three things that I just mentioned, those three branches that I just mentioned, it's basically an umbrella And with each branch, it comes with many responsibilities and titles.
Many leaves.
Many leaves. So to follow her man, keyword, you see I didn't say the man, but her man, to be a wife, because it's levels and it's depth of being a wife and being a mother. Now, women of today, the last one, they naturally have the motheristic DNA because the Most High gave them the maternity, the Most High gave them the matriarch. So it's like a cheat code for them. They should have it. It's in their DNA, in their genealogy to have it. But most women are lost with it, or they have it, and what they have is just not equipped. And that comes from generations upon generations upon generations. That's basically like a bloodline thing, you know. So those three things that I just stated, let me repeat it again. To follow her man, hopefully she has the right man that's following Christ. So if she follow a man that's follow Christ, she's following in the right direction. Secondly, to be a wife, to be a great wife, to be a wife, that correlates with one, following Christ, because in actuality, the union. And third, being a mother, because they was gifted with the maternal DNA to be able to spit out the child. The man holds the seed, though. The man is the gift. The man is the gift. And the Most High gifted the gift, if that makes sense. What's that? The woman. The Most High gifted the man with the woman. So those three, I think, is I can go deep as far as like what the woman's purpose here and all of that, but I'll be all day, I'll be all century explaining that. Explaining that. So I think those three categories is stamp, and I'm stamping that for the woman. Now my perception and my belief system as far as like the man and what's his purpose and things like that, I'm not disagreeing or saying that you wrong or any of that, because that's your belief, and I can't say who am I to say, well, no, that ain't, no, because that's your visual, that's your vision. So all I can do is add a little sprinkling and seasoning in your gumbo recipe. That's all I can do, and make it make it that much more. So
put that sauce on it.
Yeah, that's what I think as far as that. As far as the man and the woman and their purpose here in this life right now. You know what I'm saying? It does comes a time where we evaluate ourselves and we evaluate life, and we say to ourselves, no matter how big of a giant we think we are, we say to ourselves, it's something bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that holds way more power than me. It's something that holds way more wisdom and knowledge than me. So that's just something that, we discussing right now. You are brought to the attention of me and her, and that was just an insight and outlook of, thoughts of a man
Mm-hmm.
and thoughts of a woman.
Yeah, we all have them.